And welcome everybody to Dueling Aces for February 12, 2024. Our stats man is not in yet, but we know he'll be in shortly.
Maybe.
It is regularly scheduled time. Adam and Bruiser here with me, of course, and our special guest, Mr. Smash from Math and Smash and Master Shape. I was going to say, how many other nicknames you got for the Scene Snobs Network there?
Master Shake and Smash are the two main ones. You know, I appear off and on a bunch of different shows, but happy to be here on Dueling Aces and Talk Sports.
I like the Billups jersey. I just think you should have a Wallace jersey right next to it.
Well, to me, Dennis Rodman is my Piston, just because of when I was growing up, and so kind of fits with.
This is before he was the bad boy.
They were the bad boys.
Yeah,
he was the bad boy, in my opinion. And then it fits, of course, with the Jordan and the Pippen jersey. The 90s, you know, as every 90s kid did, I worship Jordan Pippen. So then Billups was my Piston in the 2000s, and I'm still waiting for my next one. I thought it was going to be motorcade, but I don't think so.
If you got Billups there, you need a Wallace jersey.
I went to his retirement ceremony, and I do have his bobblehead, but it's in my office at work.
But you get Wallace?
Yep. I got that, and I got a beef stew. I got a Isaiah Stewart bobblehead of all people. Nothing like some beef stew, man.
Oh boy.
It's good to be on the show, though, guys, and I'm pumped to talk sports. Just a little bit of background, I guess, before get into it. My brother and I do Math versus Smash. He developed an algorithm for betting for the NFL, and over 2 seasons, his model is 70%. Between the two of us, we've taken in a little over $15,000 in 2 seasons between daily as well as just betting on games. This season in particular, I did pretty well. I took in $3,100 between daily and sports betting. Narrowly missed $400 last night on the Super Bowl, unfortunately. It all came down to if Travis Kelce had caught a touchdown, I would have won $400.
It's weird that he didn't.
It almost
sure he'd have got one.
It almost happened.
And that's just a little. And we made up my character as like kind of a way. We know a lot of guys that bet on sports that you know, to a certain extent they don't do research. They don't do it. So on the show, I tend to make some wild proclamations and some wild statements. And at the end of the show, I always say I'm going to get a 13-leg parlay to win $1.2 million or whatever. It's a lot of fun. But my brother's model, it works. He's an accountant, and he really put in the time on it. Yeah. And George has seen quite a few episodes and chimed in. And we actually, our model predicted, I figured out 60% of the playoffs. The model predicted 60% of the playoffs as well as half of the Super Bowl. Had it been,
aren't you just nifty?
Well, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy all sports, you know, but as far as football goes, I haven't missed a Detroit Lions game since 1990, thanks to my stepdad basically, you know, forcing that on me as a young man. It just stuck with me my whole life. And I love the Pistons, love the Wings, love the Tigers, love the Cubs. That's my one offbeat one. I love the Cubs when they won.
That's the wrong thing to say around us, considering what happened in 16. So
sorry, man. But I'm happy to be here. And
I was going to say your other Michigander backup will be here in about 40.
Well, the thing is too, though, is that with that whole thing is we kind of screwed ourselves because we talked so much crap after winning the finals and being up 3-1. So then we went up 3-1. All that karma came back to bite us in the ass, and that's why we lost to the Cubs. I just wish it wouldn't have had to be why did it have to be the two teams that had the longest drought? Like, could it have been somebody else we lost to? Like, you know what I mean?
I'd have rather it have been the Cubs than like the Miami Marlins again.
Or the Braves, because we would have had to deal with Chipper's mouth.
Oh.
All right. I want to hear your dark horse pick for the 500.
Yeah, I was going to say, since we're prepping on
We
that.
can lean into NASCAR. It's all right. So I sat down when George talked to me about it. He said, "Hey, it'd be a big surprise. You bring a bet on for Dueling Aces." And I talked to my brother, and he has a friend who actually is a racer. He does, I think, stock car racing, if I remember right.
That's what NASCAR is, yeah.
But it's not like top tier. He does
late model, probably late model stocks.
Okay. And after talking with them, doing some research online, asking a couple other people I know that watch racing, the guy that I think has an outside chance as far as the odds, and his odds are decent if you want to put a bet on him.
Well, anybody's odds at Daytona are decent because anything can happen.
Yeah. Marty True. I think that Marty True.
So Martin Truex has never won a super speedway race. Ever. He's never won at Daytona. And if you want to look at long shot odds for people, you're looking at guys like Austin Dillon, Ricky Stenhouse, last year's winner of the Daytona 500, Justin Haley, Corey LaJoy. Those are guys that are, McDowell, Bubba Wallace. Those are guys that are going to be your back end guys, but those are what you consider like a long shot. But they're excellent super speedway racers.
You don't think, is it the X is pronounced? It's Truex.
Truex.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so you don't think because he's never? That's part of the reason why I kind of came and settled on that. He's been racing well all season, according to people that I talked to, and he's never won. And to a certain extent, I feel like maybe he's due.
Well, he won the regular season championship last year and then imploded in the playoffs.
Didn't do nothing.
And didn't do nothing and went out in
the
first
the
round.
Dallas Cowboys.
You said it.
Yeah, hey.
That
one's for my brother. That one's all for my brother.
He imploded in the first round last year. Being as it's the first race of the season and Toyota got a new version of the Camry this year and Ford got the Dark Horse Mustang and they changed the front ends on both of those cars. Also, Toyota added 2 new cars to the stable with Legacy Motor Club switching from Chevy to Toyota. You had Eric Jones who's driving the 43, and he was in the Toyota pipeline for years. And you have John Hunter Nemechek driving the 42, also a Toyota driver. You now have 8 cars total in the Toyota stable, but nobody knows how those cars are going to push yet. Qualifying is Wednesday and the duels are Thursday. So we'll see. I want to see how those cars push in a draft.
Okay.
Because the old Camry body, the front end was a little more rounded. That wasn't really good for pushing. But I think they flattened it out a little bit. And so you might be able to hook up to somebody's bumper and really, really give them a good hard shove in the draft. Could Martin Truex win it? I mean, sure. He's a very talented driver. He's probably, he's Hall of Fame bound for sure at some point. But
the thing is, with the 500 though, you never count out Hamlin either.
Oh, Hamlin's a 3-time winner.
Yep.
Brad's another one. I know he's never won it, but Brad's another one who's excellent on super speedways.
He's got the most wins. I think he's got most wins active drivers for plate races, doesn't he?
For plate races, yes. I think him and Hamlin are close because Hamlin's won Talladega a bunch too.
So I'm curious to know what you guys think about my DraftKings lineup for it that I sat down.
Let me hear it.
So I had to have Hamlin in there.
Yes.
He's the most expensive. He's $10,000. I had to have Hamlin in there. He's the favorite right now anyway. And from what I can tell, and like I said, racing's not my thing, but from what I can tell, he is one of the most consistent racers as far as DraftKings goes.
Well, he's a 3-time Daytona 500 winner, and he won it back-to-back.
Okay. Hamlin, and then a lot of this just comes from comp stats from last season. Hamlin, Byron, Bell, Truex, just because he was my sneaky, and then my 2 bottom picks. Well, they're not really bottom so much as they're like my hopefully the ceiling hits. Reddick and Suarez.
Okay. So I would swap out Suarez and pick up Stenhouse Jr.
Or Dylan.
or Dylan. Nah, Stenhouse Jr. more than Dylan.
Well, we don't call him Ricky, Crash House for nothing because the dude's
Yeah,
bound to call
Recce.
because Recky's bound to call something.
So he's too expensive. The best that I could get, according to their point totals, the reason I took Suarez is because
can you get LaJoy?
LaJoy,
number 7.
too expensive.
Justin
the one above Suarez is some guy named Cindric.
Austin Cindric.
He's won it before.
He's a former. He lucked into it because he wrecked his teammate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the tier that I'm at with that last pick is Cindric, Suarez, and some guy named, is it Preece or Priest?
Priest.
Okay.
He's not a
Reagan. Is this Reagan guy a rookie? They have no stats.
David Reagan's not a rookie.
He's a veteran, but isn't he running a third car for Roush?
He's running a third car for Roush.
So they have no stats for him.
Yeah, so the Daytona 500 is kind of like the Indy 500, or there's a lot of open cars that come in and run it for a chance to, like, if you win that race. It'd be like the NFL playing the Super Bowl at the start of the year.
Yeah, start the season.
Gotcha.
NASCAR starts the year with their biggest race.
So I'm pretty excited to see what it does. This is my first time ever betting on. So I put $25 on Truex, and then my DK lineup is a $10 lineup. So have to let you guys know if I win any money.
I think you have an average shot to win. Byron sat on the pole a couple of years ago, but he didn't make it out of the first stage. There was a major crash, like 15 laps in, and it took out like 20 cars.
Okay.
The thing you got to worry about with Daytona is it'll be calm for the first 2 stages, and then stage 3, everybody starts shoving.
About the last 20 laps.
The last 20, and then that's where everybody wrecks out. So
what I can tell, it's a lot like golf with that, where when you're betting DraftKings golf, you're really trying to get a lineup that's going to last the whole tournament. And so I was trying to put together a lineup I thought that I wouldn't have to worry about them wrecking.
Well, most of the wrecks happen in the middle of the pack.
Okay.
And so Suarez is probably going to be there in the middle. Byron will probably float back there a little bit. Guys, if they're up front, they're shoving too hard. You'll see them pull out a line, and they'll just bail and go to the back.
Okay. It's all helpful. Like if I end up like really liking it, I've never watched a NASCAR race. I might actually watch. You guys were saying before the show.
Once you watch a Daytona or a Talladega plate race, it's totally different than watching anything else. Like,
it's different than watching a 1.5-mile Charlotte race or a 1.5-mile Las Vegas race. It's different than watching Watkins Glen. Plate races are a lot of excitement, but watch the 500 for the pageantry and watch it for the the pomp and the circumstance.
Thomas. All good, man. Thanks for the tips.
I mean, I run a NASCAR fantasy league that you'd be more than welcome in, because
it's free.
It is free, and we're down a person who's not allowed to be in it anymore.
Oh wow. He's
not
even here to defend himself.
He's not allowed to be.
What happened?
Did he win last year? Is that why?
Because he doesn't pay attention, doesn't care, and somehow always manages to find himself either winning the race or near the top every time. And I'm someone who pays attention all the time.
He's like your brother. We have a stats man.
Love it.
I can't. He's banished from the league. No, he'll probably be back this year. I think Chipper will be back. I don't know if Adam's doing it or not.
I always tend to forget. I end up like George. I'm good for the first 3 weeks, and then something comes up, and then you miss 1 week, and you're done. You're out.
Yeah, I usually end up getting tangled up into Bryce's baseball stuff, and then next thing I know, I'm like, damn, forgot to do it again.
I got to boot Akers out of the league.
Why? Just because it's Akers?
Well, no, because he didn't do anything the last 6 weeks.
Oh.
Isn't that such a pain? I just reactivated the fantasy baseball league that I have that's been going since 2006. And they've had so many different members that are part of it and stuff. And now we're at a 12-man league where everybody checks it. It's competitive now.
That's just fantasy baseball is too much work for me.
Oh,
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I played fantasy hockey, fantasy basketball too.
I did a dynasty baseball league for 10 years.
Oh God, why?
It was so brutal because you're on that thing 3 times a day minimum.
Oh,
checking. I mean, hell, I've been so glued to the Weather Channel, it's not even funny because you're constantly checking. All right, is it raining out there? They're going to get into a rain delay, or do you hurry up and change out pictures? Totally.
See, that's just too much work.
I mean, it's a lot. That's a lot of work.
Daily baseball is like that too. When I was really,
and I mean, the person who got my team, Pete Alonso. I drafted Pete Alonso in the second round of free agency. When we did our free agent draft, we get 3 rounds, and I picked him in the second round of free agency that year and got him. And I was like, man, and boy, was I a happy camper.
That's luck. That's luck right there, man. Good for you.
He
panned out too. I mean, I've had
yeah.
We ran it for about 8 years as True Dynasty, where your players rolled over every year. And some panned out for me. Like I got Mike Trout when he was a rookie, and that was killer, right? But other people that were can't miss prospects, 5-tool of this, like people just one in particular. It's a Cubs player. He played second base for that
Baez.
Baez played shortstop for him originally.
Right. Yeah.
Who was the second baseman?
What's his name? And then the next season they flip-flopped and Baez started playing second base and he started playing shortstop. And I can't think of his name, but he was a can't miss prospect. He was just as highly touted as Chris Bryant. And just flopped hard. And I was so mad about it. I had Chris Bryant, of course. Now, another one that was like can't miss for
Ben Zobrist.
Oh, love him. Love him. Switch hitter.
If you guys go by Aldi's, they have this it's a Guinness type beer called
now you're getting into his wheelhouse.
It's very good.
Similar to it?
What's that?
Is it similar to Guinness?
It is similar, but it's more of a dark stout. It's good.
Only way I can do it Guinness is if it's in an Irish car bomb, and that's it.
It's not as thick as
This
Guinness.
is what I'm drinking tonight.
Ooh,
no,
challenge.
why?
It's good.
He's a master mixologist.
That's my other show I do. I every Friday I review 6 beers. I'm on season 3 of it, 6 beers, and I teach people how to make a cocktail.
I want you to make. I have a challenge for you, because if you were a 90s kid, then you remember being in your early 20s in the early 2000s.
Yep.
And we drank things like Black House and Goldschlager.
Which you cannot find anymore. I think Goldschlager is done. I don't think they make it anymore.
You can't find it.
Goldschlager isn't made anymore, and it's basically been like to a certain extent replaced by, in my opinion, Fireball, even though it's not like the same.
Fireball is the new Goldschlager.
Yeah, that's what I would say. As far as like what
Goldschlager was better because we had Gold Flex in our alcohol.
Well, plus the other part was it was true liquor and it was 80 proof. Goldschlager was 80 proof, and not every Fireball is 80 proof. So those little ones are only 60, and it's the malt cinnamon or whatever. But I was going to say, you mentioned Irish car bombs. There was a fundraiser that the Scene Snobs did to rescue a dog. And my show, I had different tiers of like donations. And if anybody donated $50, I had to do a car bomb on my 15-minute segment for the fundathon. And it turns out that night, 16 people donated $50 on behalf of. So during the live, I set up, because at that point it was only 8 of them. During the live, I did 8 Irish car bombs in a row. And I had to do another show that night. And Bruce was talking about D&D before this, and I just grew up a D&D guy. Started with 2nd edition AD&D and all that stuff, and like they were talking about lycanthropy. So my drunk ass had to try to say the word lycanthropy over and over again while I was hammering. I think I handled it pretty well. But
he did 16 car bombs and woke up in the 3rd grade.
Oh, dude, it was by the end. So the other part was this: if anybody donated 100, I let my wife hit me with like a WWE chair. And actually, 3 people donated 100. So at the end of the bit, she had to hit me 3 times with the aluminum chair. And like,
did you say, "Please, sir, may I have another"?
It was a lot of fun, and but you just mentioned that, and like, so the big thing that some people miss with the car bombs is this: that like it's supposed to have the shot, supposed to have a third of the shot is Jameson, not just pure Bailey's, and sometimes people leave that out, and that's such a good mixture to it because otherwise it just tastes like chocolate milk. And having that Jameson in there gives it enough of a like punch that I like it a lot better.
Believe me, when it tastes like chocolate milk, it makes it go down a lot smoother. So I'm okay with that.
Well, Guinness goes up anyway. Do you guys? So when you guys do fantasy, do you guys determine draft order by games and stuff like that?
No, it's
George
a
has a wheel
due to one of our other castmates who's not on currently in bowling season. Called the Suds, and because of his loophole creativity, we had to come up with this playoff format system where the top 6 will play into the Super Bowl, and the bottom 4 in the consolation will play for how the draft starts in the first 4 picks.
Awesome.
The next year. So the winner of the Loser Bowl actually gets the first pick overall.
That's a great idea.
I might a cocktail with Rumpelmans.
So
and then what we do the card pull for the other ones, right?
Yeah, and then from 5 through 10, it's drawing cards.
Gotcha.
And they draw the spots.
We always do
but for the first 4. For the first 4, that also keeps the bottom 4 kind of active during the playoffs.
Yeah.
So they're just like, okay, we're out. No, it's like you got something to play for. And believe me, especially in the Michigan Aces draft, the picks have been traded, believe it or not, a couple times. I mean, like full-on spots have been traded. Lovely. There's also been certain rounds that have been traded, but there's been full-on spots been traded. So it does make it interesting, especially when you don't think a whole lot about it going into December. But boy, going around into July and August and hearing, oh, well, these guys have now come out, or this rookie's real hot, kind of like some Atlanta Falcons running back who was drafted really early this year.
You mean Bijan the bust?
And
first round,
a lot of people were. I was gonna say, Adam, I think you did have him in one of them.
No, I picked up C.J. Stroud later on when he started getting hot, and a lot of people were ticked off about that. And I hate to have to do that being a Michigan man, but or a Michigan fan, but hey, Fantasy, you know, it's different. You're on my team now.
It's all about winning.
Yeah.
So,
So
our draft order
believe it or
is
not,
by-
it does come into play that sometimes these guys may make the trades going into draft week.
That's awesome. Our draft order is determined by chugs, and
boy.
we always set it up every August. And so Guinness, you know, Bruiser, you're drinking the Guinness knockoff there.
It's good.
Stouts can you can chug them way faster. And so I have it on this last season, 3.75 seconds. I took down 16 ounces of Guinness, and it was like, and I still can't beat Tom Brady though. Have you guys ever seen Tom Brady chug a beer?
Mm-mm.
Yes.
2 drinks, it's gone. And I hate Tom Brady. Here I am wearing the Michigan gear. Like, I hate Tom Brady with a passion. And I want to beat that, and I can't. No matter what I try, I cannot. He does it in 3.1 seconds on the Letterman show.
Wow.
I was going to say, speaking of which, I mean, can you fathom how much money Tom Brady made in the Super Bowl yesterday? Through
How many commercials?
I was like, what commercial isn't he going to be in? The Doritos one? I almost thought he was going to be in the Doritos commercial.
I missed the first half, so I missed all the commercials.
Brady was in like 6 commercials.
He was.
I saw that. What was it? The Dunkin' one or something?
He was in 6 different company commercials. I was like, boy, did somebody make a killing.
What was your favorite one, George? Your favorite commercial?
Oh, I told Kelly there was a very good creative one.
State Farm was good.
State Farm was good. Paramount. Paramount leaked way early. Paramount was really good.
Was that the one that's getting a lot of backlash with the whole throwing of the kid?
It's getting backlash?
Or there was somebody I saw on TikTok, or maybe it was Disney Plus, or maybe she got it wrong, but she was complaining about, like, what was that, like, for their commercial, and I didn't see the Disney Plus one.
Oh, my gosh. Like, a big deal. They threw Hey Arnold. He's a freaking cartoon.
Yeah, that was funny. I thought that was hysterical. Patrick Stewart. It's like, oh, I'll throw him.
That's why he's my captain for life, man. I know it. Like, love me some Picard.
The Deadpool 2 trailer Deadpool 3 trailer was amazing.
That was.
What was more amazing was the fact that he asked where his wife was. Ooh, sitting right next to Taylor Swift.
I thought that probably the best commercial though was the Dunkin' commercial. You mentioned that, like with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. It was good.
Yes, that one. Yes, that one was. That one was. And he's like, remember when I said I'd do anything for you? That was really good.
Did you guys do any betting on the game at all?
I almost didn't. I was going to bet on the one just for all McCaffrey, like over 90 yards, a touchdown, and something else, and I didn't. And I'm like, I kind of wish I would have now.
The parlay I saw with that, San Fran had to win.
Right.
But like I said, if Kelsey had fallen in the end zone, that was a real disappointment. I did win the coin toss, and I got the Gatorade. It was purple.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Hey, those were nice little bets. I died on my sword in the second. I think it was right at the end of the first quarter or the beginning of the second when the Chiefs got the ball for the 3rd time, but it was going to be like a 90-yard drive. And if you bet, because it's live betting, obviously, so you can constantly update it. If the Chiefs had driven to score their 3rd drive, a touchdown, it would have been a nice, cool $175 on a $5 bet. And that would have been a nice little score right there, a nice little win. But
yeah,
they went like 3 and out or something like that. That was the same drive that Travis Kelce grabbed Andy Reid and started.
Do his temper tantrum.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm sorry, but you can. It's like, come on, you can't do that. I don't know what. And Reed turned around and he's like, "Oh yeah, he laughed it off today," but it's like, dude, no, you don't go up to your
Taylor
coach.
Swift made him soft.
Wow, I was gonna leave that alone, but okay.
Jason Kelsey's he's the one we want to hang out with, anyways. We don't want to hang out with Travis. We want to hang out and drink with Jason.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jason all day. Jason all day, dude. No shirt, can of beer, jump on the wall.
I just saw a thing. I got a notification off of TikTok, off of Twitter, and it's a video where it shows Taylor and Travis like getting into the car, and it's like you guys are all watching that, and I'm watching Jason as he's walking over to pass out in the bushes or either puke in the bushes, one of the two, because he's so drunk. He wanders off and goes like he's either going to puke in the bushes or fall in them. He didn't know what he was going to do. Then the video stopped.
That guy, if the Lions center had retired like he was threatening, I wanted them to try to bring Kelsey out of retirement to play for him.
Yeah, but you guys got the hell of a center playing with a fractured throat, for Christ's sake.
Oh, dude, I think the Lions have the best offensive line in the NFL. And like it's how they play together that really matters. Oh, we lost Bruiser. Too much football?
No, he's taking care of some business.
Okay. I think that like it'd be really, really awesome if they maintained all five together, but I just don't see it happening.
Right. You know? Well, look at right side. You kept most of your coaches.
Yes.
Well, after what Ben went down to Washington and apparently acted like a big jerk the whole time, and then had his agent basically tell them no on the flight back.
And wait until they were in the air to tell him at that.
Like,
where have we heard that before? Big Ten commissioner.
And granted, great. I'm glad he's coming back. But I low-key wanted to get rid of Aaron Glenn, so I'm a little disappointed that he didn't move on.
Yeah, I'm just happy the Browns were able to keep Schwartz on for the defensive coordinator, so I'm cool with that.
You never want him to be your head coach, but he's a hell of a defensive coordinator.
I just don't like our OC we hired. I'm not too keen on him, so we'll see how that goes.
Well, I was gonna say we'll wait and see. I mean, because Dak is a diva, you know.
I mean, Deshaun.
No,
but I'm curious.
He had Dak as a diva. He already had a diva. He knows how to work with them.
Yeah.
I
picked the Browns.
I'm happy about it because I mean, as long as we can keep Stefanski from stop calling the plays and let
that's what surprised the hell out of me is the fact that you go and fire Alex Van Pelt, who comes up with the game plan, but Stefanski's the one that calls the plays, but then Van Pelt gets fired.
Yeah.
You know, and then isn't that amazing how that works?
They need to basically make sure that he doesn't have the play calling sheet.
Yeah. I picked the Browns to make the playoffs in the preseason. And I got a little nervous when they lost Chubb. But they put everything kind of together. And like I'm really intrigued to see what they do next year. But I think the biggest thing that, guys, why can't they play defense on the road?
Believe me, it's something they did. I don't know. It's amazing to think how that's a night and day difference.
Night and day.
Away. Like they're unstoppable. I mean, you beat the 49. Like I'm curious if that 49er game would have been played in San Fran, how bad it would have been.
Well, if the kicker just makes the game-winning field goal at the end too,
true.
Cleveland doesn't win that game.
Crazy.
Yeah, I think the Browns really got blown out one game other than the playoff game, and that was the Ravens in the second week of the season or whatever. It was at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Lions got blown out by the Ravens. So.
Yeah, and that was in Baltimore.
Dude, I had friends at that game, and I was like, I'm so sorry.
Awful.
So here is the official round one draft order.
Well, look at the rest. This will be the last year we don't see the Browns in the first round.
Right.
Man. That's a interesting spot for the Lions to pick, especially when they should be drafting either an outside linebacker or defensive tackle, like a 2-gap defensive tackle.
Yep. See that, and that's what I've always said is like your outside linebacker spots. That's where you're hurting.
Well, they hit money. They hit money on Campbell. Everybody was worried about that pick. I was worried about that pick. The real question, though, that is going to be on everybody's mind: what are the Bears going to do with the number 1 overall pick?
Take Harrison and just call it a day.
You think so? That's what I would do. But it's the Bears, don't they? Don't they fuck this thing?
Well, don't
up?
forget this is the GM's first year of drafting, is it not?
Yeah.
Is it a new GM?
Yeah, he got hired after the draft and stuff last year or something. So it's his first full season on his own.
Yeah,
so.
this will be his first rodeo.
And I mean,
And of
your
course,
defense was stout at the end of the last season. You know what I'm saying? So the thing you're lacking is another weapon to go with DJ Moore, and you got Cole Kmet, or maybe go see.
They've got 1 and 9, so
get your offensive tackle or offensive guard or something at 9.
Yeah,
because you definitely need to give Fields some protection. And I'm sorry, but I don't think Caleb Williams is the answer for anybody.
No, I don't. He's gonna be a bust. Do you guys think they'll move on from any chance they'll move on from Fields?
I would hope they wouldn't. I think Fields I think he's a good fit for them.
Yeah, it's just that he needs the line protection. That's always been the problem. That was the problem with Seattle. That's why Wilson left, was because they were losing the offensive line. And if you don't have the offensive line, you don't want to be running around like a crazy maniac trying to survive and, throw the ball, chucking it 50 yards downfield.
Yeah.
I would love to see what Fields would do for Pittsburgh.
I don't want to see that twice a year, though.
Yeah.
You guys don't want to see Fields twice. Let me tell you, you don't. No. As a Lions, you do not want to see Justin Fields twice a year. It is a pain in the ass.
I can see. I always said I thought he'd be a good fit in Atlanta.
Yeah, they got a lot of talent. I mean, Desmond Ritter's clearly not the answer.
Neither is Heineke.
Yeah.
I was going to say nobody. I was going to say Williams fall all the way to 8, and they take him at 8.
I'm curious what I see. The curious part will be to me is at 8. The stretch pick there by far would be if the Falcons took Michigan's quarterback.
JJ.
And I don't think JJ McCarthy is ready to be an NFL quarterback.
I think he needed to come back one more year.
I was going to say, I think between 3 and 4, JJ goes.
Ooh, doesn't he scream Patriots quarterback? Doesn't he scream Patriots? Yeah, you're onto that. He does scream Patriots quarterback. What, they can struggle for another 4 years when they're trying to develop him and they cut him too?
No, I think it'd be very, I was going to say, I think it would be very interesting if JJ went at 3 and then just was successful. I mean, he doesn't need to be guns a-blazing Tom Brady, but to be successful enough.
I think he'd be and this is just me talking, but I think he'd be a better fit for the Giants.
No, they pay too much money for DJ.
That's the thing. They're not going to do it because of Danny Dimes.
Yeah, they got to give Danny Dimes one more season, don't they?
Yeah, because he was injured. I mean, what do the Cardinals do it for?
I was going to say, because right now you can see a quarterback going at 2, 3, 4, 7,
I wouldn't see
8.
You think the Cardinals will take a quarterback?
Everything that I've heard says Kyler's coming back. I think Harrison ends up going to the Cardinals at 4.
Ew.
Sorry, guy. I mean, I love Harrison too. Even though I'm a Michigan man, I love the Big Ten.
I think all day. Right now everybody's got him sitting at 2. Every mock I've seen has him going at 2. But if the Bears have the pick, he goes at 1.
Who, Caleb?
The funny thing is Fields and Harrison almost played together, they missed it by 1 year. They missed it by 1 year playing together.
He's just too good of a talent. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear it, especially being that we live in Ohio. But Harrison was good. But if you want to go by stats only, Neighbors from LSU was better. But we don't talk about that.
Talk about that.
Well,
I don't know.
It's because of who the quarterback was.
And where does Jaden Daniels go? Like, if Caleb's not the first quarterback taken, is Jaden Daniels going to be the first quarterback taken?
I think Jaden Daniels is the best quarterback prospect in this draft.
Yeah, because I know that I read a thing and I shared it in our group chat for the show, and I said that, and I was reading something that they actually have JJ ranked ahead of Bo Nix and Michael Penix.
I agree with that. I think that JJ will be better than both of those quarterbacks.
Well, then this was coming from NFL scouts too. Like he even said, I would have him ranked higher than those two, and everybody, because everybody thinks JJ didn't do anything, but the dude was 27-1. Like I don't care what his stats look like, he's a winner.
The difference is he can't go to a offense that really spreads it out. He needs to be in a pro style offense where he has a tight end. And they even go certain looks where you even have a fullback and a tight end, like that type of stuff, where it's almost like he'll thrive in like a pseudo
Atlanta.
West Coast offense. And so I think having that would be huge. So I'm looking at this. Out of the teams that I'd like to see him go to, I would love if he ended up with the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, they're going to draft a quarterback for the third straight year.
I mean, they keep missing.
I think Levis is just fine. I don't think Tennessee goes for it. In fact, here's the crazy long shot that I think of a team that's going to jump up into the top 10 to get a quarterback is the group sitting at 16.
I was going to say Seahawks. I knew you were going to like.
Mm-hmm.
And the Seahawks would be another good place for JJ McCarthy. They run
considering who the head coach is now, the DC when he was there.
Yep. I think that'd be good. The Broncos would be another good landing place for McCarthy.
Yeah, the one we keep seeing is a lot of like 11 through like 13. Anywhere one of those three teams with the Vikings, Broncos, or the Raiders even.
Clint Alexander. I think Jaden Daniels is too raw right now to go to the Patriots.
I don't know, but Jared Mayo is trying to be like what's his name was in Houston. Come out with that fire in the first year.
Turnaround, but CJ, you're not going to strike. CJ Stroud is the greatest rookie quarterback. All respect to Dan Marino. CJ Stroud is the greatest rookie quarterback I've ever seen. Love this. I don't know this guy, but I love this going on up here.
Zolt, smash, Zolt.
As you can see, the Super Bowl is over, and you just want to just pump more down our throat, apparently, don't you, Zolt?
Oh, God.
Look. She only got 54 seconds of airtime.
That's 53 too many.
That's it. That's all she got.
It was the under.
It was the under? I tried to find a bet on it. I couldn't find one anywhere.
Oh, Zolt had the prop bets up. He had a nice prop bet list last week. It was like, wow.
Love it. I was telling them I hit on the coin toss and the Gatorade color. So
Gatorade color, that's a hard one.
What was the Gatorade color?
Purple.
I was one Travis Kelce touchdown away from $400. So that kind of I hit every other part of that parlay except him landing in the end zone.
Yeah, I did not fare too well on any time touchdowns last night.
Well, who would have guessed Nicole Hartman for
right?
Or Jawan Jennings throwing one?
Yeah, I was going to say Jennings throwing one and catching one.
I will say, so I did hit for $72 on my DraftKings lineup because I had Jawan Jennings as my captain.
Nice.
I
don't know if it's done yet, Bob.
To a certain extent,
if the 49ers would have won, that would have been your MVP.
Oh, for sure.
Now Jake Moody would have been.
We brought up quarterbacks. No. I need to get something out there real quick. I owe an apology because last week I was here on the show and I believe I referred to one of the quarterbacks in the game as the second coming of Trent Dilfer.
Yeah, you said that about Brock Purdy.
Yes, I did. And
Trent Dilfer is better than Brock Purdy.
I want to apologize because Trent Dilfer won.
He won one.
Yeah,
and that's because he had a defense.
That's just a shot at George.
Trent Dilfer has 2 rings, guys.
Yeah, I know. He has a backup.
I'm really trying to make this like the quickest show I've ever been on, but George is invited.
So here's a question though: who was dumber, Donovan McNabb for not knowing the overtime rules, or the entire San Francisco team for not knowing the overtime?
I don't know who came up with that neat article, but that was, dude, it was clearly told after last year's debacle. Everybody knew the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, I turned around and called that one fake news. They didn't know.
You call it fake news all you want, but your team looks like
they even announced, the referee even announced it. He did his best not to screw
Of course,
up.
as every Lions fan knows, referees announce all kinds of things wrong. So
sometimes they just make shit up.
Sometimes they just make shit up. I'm gonna hammer that for a long time because that
I saw Thomas
Zolt smashes in your neighborhood, by the way. Zolt.
Nice.
I saw a meme today that said same two Super Bowl teams as 2020, same 2 presidential candidates as 2020. If March 13th does its thing, I'm just giving up.
Hey, I'm just gonna quit now. If that comes, oh my god, I'm a principal. And so if that happens, like, nope. I'm gonna go live, somewhere in the woods, man. Like,
listen, Cinco de Mayo was supposed to be on a Taco Tuesday that year. My favorite meme from 2020 is all the holidays that lined up on cool days, and it was Obi-Wan saying you were the chosen one. And then Anakin was, I hate you.
No, man. We want to jump some WrestleMania stuff real quick, George. I hate to cut and run on you guys. I got probably about 5 more minutes and I got a jet. So
no
George,
problem.
I gave you an hour. How the hell did you not get to the WrestleMania stuff when I wasn't here?
We talked about racing because I put in some race.
Never mind. Carry on. WrestleMania. Let's go.
I was gonna say we covered the NASCAR already there, and
yeah, you missed out on that.
You're still banned from the league.
You know what my best WrestleMania bet ever was? I had $50 on the Hardy Boys return.
Did you really?
Yeah. That paid out 200 and like 275.
Holy crap.
I loved it. I went nuts.
Zolt went, hang on, I'll be back.
Hopefully he's changing it.
I'll have to say though, I know very little about the current status of the WWE. So I'm just
your main event for night 2 of WrestleMania is Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns.
Yep.
Okay.
Night 1 is probably going to be The Rock and Roman versus Cody and Seth in a tag match.
On Saturday night?
Yep.
I thought they were going to do that at the next pay-per-view.
At the Elimination Chamber?
Yeah, elimination.
They haven't even announced it. They have.
Well, I was going to say, because I know Triple H.
You'll know Friday.
Triple H came out on Friday and said that your main event. I love how Triple H even used The Rock's taglines on Friday night to turn around and say, it will be Roman and Cody.
It's going to be Roman and Cody, but because it's the 40th anniversary of WrestleMania, I think they're gonna throw back to WrestleMania 1 and do a tag match.
Oh, that'd be
as
awesome.
as the night one.
I'm always like so curious about WrestleMania and how the storylines develop and everything. And somebody said that like they think The Rock is going to do a full heel turn at WrestleMania.
He's already done it.
Yeah,
It's already.
Yeah, they did a big old press conference type thing, and he slapped Cody.
He's already done. He's already gone full heel. Here's the thing: you can't do Rock versus Roman Reigns as it currently stands because there's no animosity.
Okay.
And the way to do it properly is to have Roman drop the title to Cody at WrestleMania, and the next night on Monday Night Raw, Rock kicks Roman Reigns out of the bloodline and out of the family and takes over.
That stuff is so cool to me. And like, I don't know, I know there's a lot of drama right now with the WWE and everything going on, but like, I really like the idea of what they're doing. Although I've never been a fan of Roman Reigns. So they keep trotting him out and I just don't get that.
It's the first time in 60 years that a McMahon is not in charge of the company. And a McMahon will not be involved with WrestleMania.
That's crazy. I mean, that's like an era change.
It's a smart change.
From what I hear, I mean, like, I just don't know enough about it to produce commentary on it, but like, I hear it was pretty messed up.
It's good stuff. I can give more of a WrestleMania preview after this week because we're going into the Elimination Chamber, and then we'll really start ramping up for WrestleMania. But I'll say thanks for joining us, but I'm gonna bail because I haven't eaten dinner yet, and I've been up. I've had 5 hours of sleep in 36 hours. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go eat and go to sleep.
Definitely.
Sounds like a plan.
Definitely, sir. Thank you.
Yep.
Have a good one, Bruiser.
Catch you later, Bruiser.
Well, I really appreciate you guys having me on the show, George.
Anytime, dude.
Any commentary you want me to chime in real quick before I go? Anything?
Just spill all your other shows and where they can catch you.
I love it. So you can catch the Betting Bros during the NFL season. We will have a draft special, and maybe we should pull you on for that, George. Like we're gonna do a draft special where we lay out some of our favorite bets for landing places. And last year, I actually got 16 draft picks right, and I was really blown away by it.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice. It was a nice little payout. I want to say it was like about. I mean, I wasn't betting. I was lunch money, so I think it was like $300 total or something. But I did pretty well. The Lions, I missed on both lines because nobody knew what they were doing, and lo and behold, they're smarter than all of us. But Betting Bros, we go through like preseason basically all the way through the Super Bowl, and then we do a draft special every year. Follow us. We make money. My brother's, like I mentioned, being top of the show. My brother's algorithm is hovering at 65% over 2 seasons, and he makes money on it. I'm pretty decent at giving people tips for daily. My bets on the show, like I mentioned before, are kind of like, they're not fake bets, but they're supposed to be a little funnier because I'm the guy who doesn't do his research. Then my other show every Friday at 8 p.m. You can find me either on the Scene Snobs or I have my own channel. I do a MME, which is Master Shake's Moderately Entertaining Mixology Minutes. I always review 6 beers at the top of the show, and then I show people how to make a cocktail. This season, I'm on my 3rd season, and I'm trying to get some local brewmasters on the show to talk about smaller breweries because I want to start highlighting small brewing, and it's something I've never done on the show. I have a local tap room that I go to here, Eagle Monk, and they don't bottle, they don't can. I mean, they can their own in-house, but they don't distribute or anything. And I would really like to push that focus a lot more on small businesses. So tune in 8 p.m. It's usually about a 30-minute show. I like to do a tight 30. I don't go too long. And I'd love to see people join in and people make suggestions. This week's cocktail was based on a drink from college, and I based it around Tarantino's Reservoir Dogs. It was Mr. Pink's drink. The week before, it was a suggestion my brother made where we did dueling cocktails, where the same cocktail, but he did a slightly different recipe than I did, and then we both made each other's cocktails and rated them live on the show. It was a little bit longer show. That was 60 minutes, but we had to make both cocktails, so it took a while. I'd love for anybody to tune in. It's been going a while, and the people that tune in, usually it's good chat in the live. And yeah, hopefully I can come back on Dueling Aces again and talk some more. Maybe talk some basketball next time or some hockey.
We'll wait till Suds is on for him and Suds to talk basketball.
Right, but you got the hockey guys here too. We do hockey too. We're the hockey dudes too.
Love it. All right, fellas. Thanks for letting me on the show, and you guys got a good gig going on. And
appreciate it, man. Thank you for coming on.
Oh, Chief.
No, go blue.
There's room for both. Hey, George. I mean, did you hear that? 30 minutes and out. That's an idea. We should throw that in the hopper.
And I throw that in the chat too. I said we're not going on until 9:30, half an hour to get all this done and over with. I mean, it's a sign.
Yeah, it really is.
Thank God that's over with. The Super Bowl, though. I'm so I didn't even care.
Clint, you can't stop true love.
Okay.
You can only script it. Oh, sorry. Did I say that out loud?
Yes, you did.
I mean, it's coming off the Wrestlemania talk, so I mean that's fine.
That's
perfect segue. Sorry, but Shanahan took a playbook out of Pete Carroll last night. You're at 2nd and 4, and you're not running the ball with the best damn running back on the field. Come on, man.
You are giving him more credit than I am because you're saying he actually ran a play out of a playbook, and I'm not terribly sure a playbook was involved.
I'm not gonna lie.
There didn't seem to be a whole lot of strategy in that game.
When the trick play came out, I went, "Oh my god!" Somebody went, "No, let's do this," and finally went to backyard football. I'm like, you might as well go that route because that's the
Debo didn't even have a single rush other than that reverse, did he? Was that the only one that Debo had?
I pull up stats here. Just give me a second.
I know he ran a lot during the season. I understand he was kind of injured, but
he had two. I think he had two.
Okay,
two rushes.
He had a total of 3 rushes for a total of 8 yards. His longest rush was 9. So do some math there.
Yeah, 2 losses and then the one. Wow.
Second and 4, and you're not running the ball.
Kittle was non-existent.
Okay.
Kittle was covered like a cheap blanket he missed Ayuk. He went for the shorter wide receiver, and Ayuk is streaking down past both safeties and the corner. And I'm going, how did Brock not see that? And they even showed the camera angle, and I'm going, dude, he's gone. And what happened? San Francisco settled for the field goal that drive. And I'm like, really, you guys?
You guys saw the chat. I was less than impressed with that game throughout. And we're going to leave the fourth quarter and overtime out of this because
it was the most boring Super Bowl up to that point.
Yeah.
If I want
outside
to
of
wait,
the Rams and the Patriots,
if I want to wait till the fourth quarter and overtime to watch a game to see who actually is playing, then I'm going to watch basketball.
At the rate the 49ers
halfway through that third quarter, I looked it up. You have the most talented running back in the league, possibly the most talented player in the league, and he had less than 50 yards from scrimmage.
Yeah. And like I said, the way it started with San Francisco putting the Chiefs 3 and out, I'm going, okay, looks like this is going to be just pretty much let the Niners go down, score again, and then all of a sudden it was like, okay, they hit a wall, and it's because they shot themselves in the foot with the false start. I don't know, it's number 63, whoever the hell that was. 3 or 4 false starts on him alone. I'm like, dude, you're in the huddle. You know what the cadence is. What the hell, man? What the hell?
It was just bad football. And I'm all for a defensive game. I'm 100% okay with that. And there was some of that, but it was just ugly. It just was not good football.
No, and you wondered what Kansas City was doing in the first half because they were just, I mean,
they were, it was bad on their
it was
end too.
bad. It was just, I was even surprised. I was like, okay, you know that you're not going to run the ball. You're not running Pacheco into Young, and you're not running him into Bosa. And that's exactly what they ended up doing. And it's like, no, if you don't turn around and get him outside and set the edge, Pacheco is not getting anything. And all I got to say is y'all are lucky Mahomes can run because that's what saved their butts.
Well, that seemed like San Francisco didn't want to tackle him.
Oh, no, it was a well-designed scheme. I mean, they weren't expecting Mahomes to run.
No, but I'm talking about that long run he had.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that one too.
And what are you thinking of San Francisco? Like with Clint's comment, like, wouldn't you just let Kansas City have the ball first so you can see what you have to do? Because you were getting field goals all game long. Like now you know you have to get the touchdown.
Well, I watched the press conference with Shanahan, and he said they go down, they score first. They knew that they were limiting Kansas City to a field goal. So he figured field goal to field goal, and then they'd get the ball the third time, go down and win. Fair enough, but that means you're saying that you don't trust your defense enough to turn around and stop. And knowing full on well that you've got them right where you want them, I would definitely have let Kansas City have the ball first.
And I know they said it during the broadcast, and I have to believe that's at least part of it, and you don't want to just come out and say it, but that defense had to be gassed, completely gassed.
Both of them.
This is true. Which, again, yeah, I mean, get your offense out there. Because you know what? Maybe you can eat up that defense.
And Kansas City's defense was in worse shape, which is why I was beyond upset that they did not run McCaffrey. They could have ran McCaffrey and Elijah and just the rest of the game and had it in hand. That's all they had to do. I mean, shoot, this overtime went down to 3 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, what when they kept talking?
People were paying attention to that, but I was.
But they were saying that it could go to
overtime.
Yeah, but they were saying they can go. The clock could hit 0, and they would still be able to have a chance to because it's still their possession or something.
Nope, that was their possession. They possessed the football from the snap right after. They don't get to score. If they don't score, then they don't score. If they would have ran, if
they kept bringing it up,
they would not have had an untimed down. No. They had the possession.
Romo said something about it.
No, you have to score within the time allotted left. You've got to score. If you don't get down the field to score, then you screwed up.
If the clock had I was even saying if the clock had expired, a new overtime quarter would begin.
See,
they probably have them flip sides.
That's the new rule.
If they don't score
when the time runs out, because both team gets a possession no matter what the time frame is.
But Kansas City did possess the ball.
It's a full possession.
Right.
You're not going to let the clock dictate who wins. You're not.
Yeah, so it went to a second one, right? Or another overtime possession, you said?
That's what I'm reading.
Because Romo brought it up, and I was kind of like, I had the same look on George's face right now. Like, I was kind of dumbfounded. I'm like, wait, what? He was saying that the time could expire, because they're not worried about the time, because the time can expire. We'll just go to the next period. I'm like, wait, what is he talking about?
I literally almost threw in the chat. It's like, why are we even timing this? Just have a play.
Right.
Then why do you have a clock then?
I mean, treat it like a quarter and just have them flip sides, but get your 5-minute break for commercials or whatever.
Yeah, that would have been stupid.
I told you guys I saw that first commercial for the Deadpool trailer, and I should have just turned it off then. I saw what I needed to see.
After the field goal, I was ready to just shut it off. I was like, this is it. It's over. I said,
ain't nobody denying.
Right? I was gonna say, we know that one.
Are we really seriously, like they keep bringing up, are we really going to start calling them the new dynasty?
3 out of 4?
I was gonna say
3 out of 5.
Is it 3 out of 5?
And they've been 4 in 4 of them.
I mean, it works. I think they are.
You're in 4 straight.
Here's my question: what else would they have had to do for you to call them a dynasty?
I mean, win at least 5.
They were 2-1 going into yesterday. They're 3-1. They're 3-1 in Super Bowl. I mean,
I'm just so sick of them.
Clint, you got more patience than I do.
But I mean, to think that Patrick Mahomes is only 16. He's 16-3 in playoff games. He's only been beat by 2 quarterbacks, Brady and Burrow.
And okay, here's the scary thing. This was supposed to be the bad year for the Chiefs.
Yeah, okay.
It almost was. It almost was.
Mahomes,
but thank God, no other team in their division is even closely good.
But I mean, here's the thing: Mahomes literally had the highest salary cap hit out of any player in the league, at like $31 million this year. Didn't stop him.
No.
Yeah, but now what are they going to do if the Reed situation does come to fruition?
No, he said he's already coming back.
He's already said he's coming back. So you can throw my little thing out the window. You know what it is? Every time they win, somebody brings him like an In-N-Out burger, and he's like, well, I can't give this up.
He can just do what they do for the Devontae Adams, how he has Taco Bell in his house. You can just put him a Whataburger. You can have a food court in the middle of his house. Whatever burger you want, go get it.
Mike Johnston posted earlier something very interesting, and I'll pose it to you guys. Being that Andy's now made it to several Super Bowls and has a nice little record going himself, does this now finally put Andy Reid into the Hall of Fame as a coach?
Yes.
Well, when you can win a Super Bowl in each conference, then yes. Well,
he didn't win in each conference.
I thought he won with the Eagles.
No, that was the Donovan McNabb year.
Oh. Okay, well, he's been, but I mean, what does it matter what we think? Because whoever the idiots are, they're going to vote. We're going to get it wrong anyways.
Well, no, but I'm just saying, does this finally get him?
Our opinions would be yes, but that doesn't mean the writers would say yes. They'll have some stupid stipulation as to what'll hold them back from being, inducted or being eligible for it. I mean, how the hell is Clay Matthews still not in the Hall of Fame?
Where does it?
He gets to 5, then we'll talk. Like I said, 3. Okay, yeah, 3 is.
Somebody else brought this up earlier. It took Tom Brady like 16 years to get all of his rings with the Patriots. It took 16 seasons. Montana did it in under 12, actually in under 9. And it's like, well, who got the most rings the fastest? Right now, Mahomes.
I don't see why it's a big deal as who gets it the fastest. Who cares who gets it the fastest? You all have the same amount at the end of the day. When it gets to a certain point.
So if Kansas City goes on a tear and wins the next 2 years,
I'll stop watching football. I will stop watching the NFL. I will strictly stick to college.
wow.
I didn't give a shit about this year's Super Bowl. I literally didn't. I literally played Call of Duty all day until the halftime show, and then I turned it on and watched from the halftime on. And I really didn't.
Oh. Did you see the meme, by the way, for the halftime show thing?
Mm-mm.
Oh, somebody was really good. Hang on. Somebody did a brilliant, and I do mean brilliant job in in this. This was awesome. This was awesome. You're welcome.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That was good.
I was just happy to see all the different.
I was wondering what was with the. I was wondering myself. I'm like, dude, really?
I have to see if I can find it now. There was one I saw on TikTok today that during the performance, they had the stripper poles up, and a girl fell.
Ooh.
And it was on national TV, and the girl brought it up. I'm thinking, why are you going to do this to this poor girl? Nobody knew about it. You found it out. Now you're going to put it on TikTok, and everybody's going to start sharing it. It's going to go viral now. But yeah, she was dancing, twirling, doing something, and all of a sudden, like a sack of potatoes, just hit the ground.
No, but this is one of my favorite ones, and Zolt, you're going to love this because I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking the same thing. Dan Campbell would have went for that.
Just like that whole Price is Right.
Hey, all I'm saying is maybe if the Lions had a kicker like Money Moody, we'd kick more.
George hates Moody just because he's from Michigan.
He was that close to MVP.
No,
he was that close.
Don't never give it to a kicker.
Multiple 50-yarders in a Super Bowl, including
he had the record until Butker broke it.
He had the record for a hot minute.
I was so hoping Butker was going to miss that field goal.
Oh my God, that would have been hilarious.
Yeah, he didn't have the nickname Money Moody for nothing. You guys took him to San Francisco and ruined him.
No, it's that he can't kick indoors. Can I send you that last name?
Yes, what kind of sense does that make?
He's better outdoors where it's windy.
No, he missed the one in Cleveland. Remember?
No, I'm not mad about that one because that's against my team. I'll give him a mulligan for that one. I was so hoping he would have had at least 2 more field goals, and I would have loved if he'd have got the MVP. I would have never let George live that one down.
I was gonna say, y'all are welcome to waive him. Go for it.
Yeah, right.
I dare you.
Don't double dog dare me. I'll cut him tomorrow.
You do bring back Robbie Gould?
No, I'll go grab Phil Dawson. I'm sure
Browns couldn't grab him.
49ers can pay him more money. The Browns have no money. They're paying Watson.
Maybe Watson can kick. Didn't hurt to try.
Just an instant hamstring injury.
Yeah, he's got enough massage therapist for that.
I mentioned that a little earlier, Scott.
I was going to say best quarterback on that side of the field. Got the stats to prove it.
Yeah, he did.
Yes, they did.
Where's the same number as Jake Moody?
Yeah, but apparently it's not the number. Otherwise,
No,
the kid would not be
does
missed.
does Dawson have the flag in San Francisco like he had in Cleveland to help the kicker?
Yeah, same
Okay.
one. Same stadium. Yep, same one.
Well, I didn't know if you put it in San Francisco for like Moody is like a cheat thing with the new stadium and all, and being Levi's.
Dawson was there when it was Levi's.
That's what I'm saying. But I didn't know if he put like how he has that one flag in Cleveland where it was to help him with the trajectory. If he did the same thing in San Fran or not.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that is true. I was.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
He was the one that bashed the guitar.
Pull up San Francisco salary cap situation just to see exactly what we're dealing with. Y'all have fun with that $570,000 you have in cap space.
More than Cleveland.
Well, is that really who you want to be comparing yourself to? Really?
The team that beat you?
Hey, how bad are the Saints hurting this year?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but the Saints are like that every year.
That's nothing new.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cleveland's at negative 20.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oof.
24 if you count the entire roster, but 20 if you're just doing the top 51.
Wow.
My God, the dead cap hit for Watson, I think they actually had to like move the column over on that spreadsheet that they did.
Wow.
Myles Garrett too, Jesus. I mean, at least he's earned it.
I mean, I understand.
All the Saints are only minus 82.
Oh, it's gone up.
It's gone up. It's gone up a lot. Hey, it's gone up a lot.
And hang on, who was it that who made their cuts today? I know Trubisky got cut. I'm trying to remember where the hell he was playing. Where was Trubisky playing? Pittsburgh. Okay, because supposedly that got them to like -4 because it saved them like $12 million.
And they also got rid of their punter too. That
yeah, all that combined. I was going to say got them to -4.
No, but just not to get too excited because I know it's a mock, and I'm not going to get excited over a mock draft. But I did see a mock draft having the Browns take Blake Corum. Be a nice little, secondary thing to.
Yeah. Well, Kareem Hunt's still was only signed for the rest of this year.
Right.
So technically Hunt's a free agent again.
And he didn't do anything anyways. He had a couple of touchdowns, yeah, but he kind of disappeared toward the end of the year anyways.
Well, he's still the threat on the field.
Right.
And besides, Stefanski wasn't going to let him get any of his bonuses anyway.
Because I'm just curious to see, because we're going to need a backup. I mean, Jerome Ford didn't really set the world on fire.
I was just going to ask. It's like Jerome Ford doesn't do it for you.
No, Blake Corum would.
Huh.
And it would just be weird to see, like, say hypothetically the Browns did draft him. What number would he choose to go with, considering Amari Cooper wears 2?
I don't know. You could save yourselves $12 million and eliminate that.
Yeah, by getting rid of him. Yeah, then we have nobody to throw to other than Njoku.
Yeah, they got rid of DPJ. Stupid.
Which I think he's going to be a free agent too, isn't he? I don't think the Lions are going to re-sign him.
Probably. I doubt it. We didn't even use him. You've got Elijah Moore.
Who?
For one more year. Elijah Moore.
Yeah.
Superstar from the Jets.
Yeah. I have higher hopes that he was going to do better than what he did, and he didn't.
Like I said, it's the play
he was
calling.
going to do something.
Yeah.
David Bell.
I mean, the only
David
reason
Bell could finally step up.
The only reason why Njoku got his numbers is because Flacco.
Yeah.
Think about it. Flacco loves using the tight ends. The Philadelphia Eagles have $20 million to play with.
They'll have more if they trade. Who is it? Who demanded the trade, or was that not Philly?
Oh, Hassan Reddick.
Hassan Reddick. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, sick and tired of these players trying to dictate. It's like, dude, you signed a contract.
No, he just wants an extension, and they've told him they're not going to give him one. So okay, well, trade me someone who will. I don't want him just because I don't want. That's going to be so much money. It's going to be a ridiculous amount of money. I don't want to tie up that much of our money. Granted, he's a fantastic defensive end, but I think we have other options and we have other locations where we need to spend that money, like linebacker and defensive back and probably defensive back again.
Yeah, and Smash was even saying, it's like, yeah, we need outside linebacker help, and that's who they should draft at 29. And I said, yep, I definitely agree with that. And you got $48 million. Oh. Well, as I say, Chris Jones is he's technically a free agent too. So you got some money. You could go after Chris Jones.
We do. This regime does not seem like the kind that's going to throw all their eggs in one basket. So I feel they're going to continue that route and just look for guys, maybe guys that are coming off of an injury, looking to get back to what they were. Guys that had an off year, maybe they were in a bad situation. Just like they kept going.
Yeah, but I mean, if you draft the linebacker, you pick up Jones as a free agent. I don't think you're paying $1 gazillion because the Chiefs didn't. And he got bounced around between two other teams, I think, this year.
My issue is, and I think they're going to have to both sign and draft corner. So there's some decent corners that you can get that can be had at the back end of the first round. So we'll see. Long way to go. What was it I saw? I saw the first set of odds for next year's Super Bowl.
Chiefs #1.
No, they were not.
Oh, wow.
They were second.
Really?
Lions #1.
They were certainly not.
I tried to be hopeful for you, bud.
If they had been, I wouldn't have put a little bit of money there. 49ers are at #1 at +500. Wow. Chiefs are second at +750. Ravens 850. Bills at 1200. That one surprised me a little bit. Lions at 1200. Bengals at 1400.
I was going to say that's the one that somebody brought up today, like the whole script for the NFL, because where it's located next year would be fitting for the Bengals to win it, considering that's where Burrow and Chase played their college ball.
It's just interesting that they have Bengals with better odds than the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Dolphins.
Well, as you say, after you saw the frauds.
Yeah, but at the same time, what did Cincinnati do?
Well, let's have Burrow back as the quarterback and we'll see what happens. A healthy quarterback.
That's going to be the key word, isn't it? I have to believe that they franchise T. Higgins. Just because you're not going to be able to pay him the following year. And so why not franchise him and keep him for one more year?
Carolina Panthers plus 25,000.
Yes. I did not go that route.
Wow.
The bottom is exactly who you'd expect down there: Panthers, Commanders, Titans, Giants, Patriots, Broncos.
Yeah, why is Mr. Key and Peele dude got to be hating on the Panthers like that at the NFL awards?
I mean, why not? where was the falsehood?
I mean, I know, but where do they have the Chargers at on that list?
Chargers are, hang on, they're actually
2,500.
okay, yeah, plus 2,500, tied with
They're
the
above the
Texans
Browns.
and Packers. They are above the Browns. They're
above
well
the
above the
Browns.
Browns. They're also above the Jags, the Rams, the rest of the NFC North. Bengals, Cowboys, Eagles, Dolphins, Packers, Texans, Chargers.
Yeah, I'm trying to go to that game when they come to Cleveland just because Jim will be there.
That'll be a very busy. That'll be a packed house.
Well, the thing is that being that they're Michigan of the NFL now, since they pretty much have all their staff.
Yes, pretty much.
I was gonna. Dan was even saying, he's like, I don't know about, I told him, I says, I think Harbaugh is exactly what Herbert needs right now. Because
I don't disagree.
Harbaugh does very well with quarterbacks, and it is no secret. He does. And it's like, look, Herbert's had nothing but a bunch of yahoos basically working with him, and it's like, come on, give me something to work with. Well, now you have a coach. You have a head coach who knows what to do.
He needs an O-line, which Lord knows Jim knows offensive linemen.
Mm-hmm.
And he needs wide receivers that can actually stay on the field.
Yeah, that too. How many more years are Williams and Allen locked in there?
1 second.
Them guys are so injured so much they got the easy pass to go to the ER.
All right, let's see.
Even that Quentin kid.
Wow.
Ended
Sorry.
up being
They have four guys. Yeah, Quentin Johnson. That was one of those where he got taken. Okay, the kid can't run routes, but he's fast as hell. So let's see let's see if we can teach him how to run routes. Didn't work in the first year. They have four guys with a cap hit over 30 million this year.
Eckler's one too, right?
Sorry?
Isn't it Eckler too, one of them?
No, Eckler, I believe, isn't he a free agent?
Is he? Well, I know I read something where it said Jim said he hopes he comes back.
I was gonna say, I think Eckler was saying because Harbaugh was there that he would be coming back.
Okay, so
Eckler is on the list.
Keenan Allen is going into his last year on his contract. He currently has a $34 million cap hit. You could cut him and save $23 million. Mike Williams is also on the last year of his contract. He's making $32 million towards your cap. And you could cut him and save 20. You could literally, they're currently negative 34, by the way.
Yeah.
But you could literally save that 44 by letting those two go.
Yeah,
But then you're stuck with Quentin Johnston, Josh Palmer, and
Palmer wasn't bad. Palmer was the only guy left they could throw to.
He wasn't bad, but Lord knows you can't count on him to be
a number one.
Well, no, but I was going to say, when that's what you had to hurry up and throw to, your free agent running backs, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Tony Pollard, Saquon Barkley, Austin Eckler, Cordell Patterson, Gus Edwards, Zeke Elliott, shocker.
Isn't that like the fourth year in a row Cordell Patterson's been a free agent?
Yeah, Devin Singletary, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, DeAndre Swift is, Deontay Foreman, Boston Scott, Damian Harris, Amir Abdullah, Cam Akers.
He's still in the league.
I know, Abdullah. I'm sitting there going, dude, still in the league? Really? Holy cow. J.K. Dobbins, Matt Breida, Kareem Hunt, Rashad Penny, A.J. Dillon, Jerick McKinnon is, Latavius Murray, Antonio Gibson is, Travion Williams, Dearness Johnson, Chase Edmonds, and DJ Dallas is. I'll be darned. Bryce will be hurt, but he's a cheap pickup. She's a cheap
franchise him.
Yeah, Seattle will pick him up as a cheapie.
Probably.
He's been doing pretty solid as their return guy in their third down out of the blue back. He's not too bad. Marlon Mack is even down there.
I don't know, Scott. My memory ain't so good.
Yes, he was, unfortunately. That's why there's that GIF or that picture that came out and said the first order of business Harbaugh's going to do is come in and get rid of Max Duggan and Quentin Johnson as part of him being the new head coach.
So your free agent wide receivers, Mike Evans is a free agent.
Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley will actually make it to free agency. So that's interesting.
You don't think T. Higgins will?
Sorry?
T. Higgins?
No, I think T. Higgins gets franchised.
Okay. Isn't Tyler Boyd one too or no? Because I thought there was like kind of between the two of them for Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I don't have it. Like, I got mine so far back that I ain't trying to zoom in on it.
No, my bad.
No, you're fine. Oh, God. DJ Chark again? Isn't he been like a free agent like the last 5 years?
Yes. Shall we add up the number of games he's played in the last 5 years?
No, because it's probably not enough.
Okay, so yeah, you figure T. Higgins gets franchised, so that they
Odell
have a number two.
Odell gets released.
Yeah, well, let me just. I want to run through Cincinnati's here real quick since I got it up.
Yeah.
So T. Higgins gets franchised because you're going into Jamar Chase's last year of his deal. His rookie contract.
You got to have one of the two.
You're going to have to extend him, which won't start until the following year, in which case you're letting T. Higgins walk. Plus, if I remember right, Burrows.
$2 million. You got Boyd at $10 million.
Yeah, but they're gone, is what I'm saying. Boyd is gone. They're not bringing Boyd back. I don't see that.
Randall Cobb is going to call it retirement now, hopefully.
No, he'll come back because he's waiting to play with Aaron.
I was going to say he'll go to the Jets. The same thing as being retired.
Yeah, the one guy in the list that I feel absolutely horrible for is Jakeem Grant.
Yeah,
2 years in a row, got an injury in training camp or whatever you want to call it. Oh, Goodwin is, he didn't do anything anyways.
I was going to say, I didn't even know he was on the team. yeah, he's got the wonderful.
Hey, Equanimous St. Brown. Devin Duvernay.
Another guy can't stay healthy.
Yeah. Gabe Davis.
Yeah, name of interest.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know if Buffalo lets him actually get to free agency or not, but we'll see. They kind of need that money in other places. But they also need to have another receiver.
True.
Yeah, and I think they'll throw something at him, even though they're hurting in the salary.
Rashid Shaheed.
Bo Melton. Never heard of him.
If you say so, Chief.
Pretty sure this is
Green Bay-
Nebraska.
Green Bay Packers. I never
He
saw
was
the Packers use this guy this year. What the hell?
I think he was a Nebraska Cornhusker too.
Nebraska has wide receivers.
Yeah, believe it or not.
Jesus. There is not a lot on this list worth.
Well, I mean, remember, you're going to have cap casualties here. When does the league season turn over? It's just in a few days here, right?
It won't be till March 17th.
Yeah, I'm pulling up the league schedule now. Okay, the 20th is your day for franchise tags. Sorry, it's when you can start franchise tagging is the 20th. Yeah. Gabe Davis is a walking meme for fantasy football. He is.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, February 20th is when you can start franchise tagging your players. 29th through March 3rd is the scouting combine in Indianapolis. The Underwear Olympics, as it's called. March 5th that's your deadline for franchise tag. Okay, March 13th, new league year and free agency begins.
What was that?
March 13th. Although March 11th is what's it called? The legal tampering period starts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
March 24th through 27th is the annual league meeting, so they'll get to try to screw the game even more than it already is. April 15th, off-season workouts.
Right in prime scouting of the UFL league.
April 19th, restricted free agent deadline to sign offer sheets. Then the 25th through the 27th, your 2024 NFL draft in the city of love, Detroit, Michigan.
You going?
Looks like it's going to be absolute chaos, so probably not. It doesn't look. From what my understanding, it's not going to be in Ford Field. It's going to be outside. It's going to be split between Campus Martius and Hart Plaza.
Yeah, I saw they did a whole.
They've already
done the whole mock-up and
showed
you what it was, and I'm like,
the artist rendering.
You realize what type of year this is, right?
I was going to say it's end of April. You don't know what you're going to get,
right? It's like you fools have no idea what you're in for. Yeah, Scott says he agrees. Yep.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah, you have no idea what you're getting into.
Now, don't get me wrong. potential. I have no idea what their plans are. Potentially, you could actually do this really cool. If your green room is at one location and the stadium is at another, kid gets drafted, throw him in like a 69 Mustang,
drive him over.
and drive him over.
That'd be cool.
I don't know what the hell they're going to do, but I'm just throwing some ideas out there because I really want us to do this right and not screw it up.
Right. Hey, if Cleveland can do it just a fine job, you'll be okay.
Yeah, I hope.
I think I'm pretty sure ours went off without a hitch or a hiccup or anything along those lines. So everybody walked out of there unscathed, and
ours was during COVID crap, which is why we're getting it back again.
I'm just excited as they decide to build this new stadium to be closer for all of us.
Oh my God, yes. And dome the sucker.
That's the reason.
Y'all
Dome.
paying for a new stadium?
Yeah.
They just bought 176 acres by the airport.
Oh,
Yep.
dear.
Yep.
With the intentions that it would be retractable, I heard.
Yeah. And I was going to say, and it will work out perfectly because since it's right by the airport, teams don't have to worry about trying to take the bus so far up. Not that it wasn't that far to begin with, but when you're going from the hotel to the stadium, at least you'll be a very close distance. Everything will be right there.
I'm not trying to.
And Brook Park will get a full-on makeover and change up, and there will be a bunch of businesses.
And a lot of the old Brook Park Road strip clubs will be long gone, a thing of the past.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not
that
to
whole
rain on anybody's parade. However, just be aware, what they want or what they're saying right now is retractable dome, and we're
actually no, that's they were because the last one they actually built the framework for the roof, and it was like literally 3 months beforehand when they went, yeah, we're not going to roof it, because my mom had was with the whole PSL and all that crap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they were getting all their input on it. And of course, a bunch of people said, no, because you got to have it as natural turf. So you have to have it open. And it's like, nope, you don't have to do that anymore. The turf can get slid outside and slide it back in like Arizona does, like Texas does.
Like Vegas does.
You guys can change that now.
I did see the video of them doing that at Allegiant. The rolling the turf in.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
It is. That's really cool. Oh.
Scott, who's going to trade their pick? The Lions? Think the Lions are going to trade their pick? Out of the first round? They do have multiple spots to fill. I don't hate the idea. At the same time, I think there's going to be some really good value down there at the end of the first round this year. So, but I mean, as odd as it is to say, I really think we're in a situation that whatever the hell they decide to do, I'm going to trust them. Unless they take a tight end.
You don't need that. You're good.
I would think. I've said that before.
True.
Alrighty, gents. It's about that time.
Yep, I am out of here, sirs.
You folks, thanks for just tuning in and catching up with us. And of course, thanks to Dan, aka Smash, Master
Good
Shake.
to meet him.
Probably won't be his last time.
That's fine. He's more than welcome.
That's what I told him. I said anytime. turned around and said he had an absolute blast. He thanked us very much.
That's an excellent trade-off for losing me, is picking him up. That'd be it's really good.
Nice try.
Yeah, not happening. We just need to make sure that he's on while you can be on. You missed a lot of good heavy conversation in the beginning.
I have no doubt.
Outside of the NASCAR.
Yeah, that's fine. That's a good time to get it out of the way.
Yeah. Do the NASCAR talk before his old jumps in.
Plus, that way y'all can discuss the fantasy league that I'm not invited to.
All right, boys.
Good
night, everybody.